In the heart of our great nation, where the strength of our communities is built upon the foundation of strong and loving families, an urgent crisis is unfolding. Child Protective Services, CPS, an institution designed to safeguard our most vulnerable, has in many cases betrayed its noble mission. Too often, families are torn apart not by neglect or abuse, but by systemic failures and corruption. We can no longer stand idly by as these injustices continue. We are here to give a voice to those who have been isolated, to shine a light on the corruption, and to rally our fellow citizens in this critical fight for justice. Every day, countless families are caught in a web of bureaucracy and abuse of power, their lives disrupted and their bonds shattered. Children, who should be nurtured and protected, are instead placed in situations that can be just as, if not more, harmful than the circumstances from which they were taken. Parents, often bewildered and powerless, face insurmountable odds as they fight to reunite with their children. This is not the America we believe in. We cannot allow these injustices to persist. Our mission is to educate, to inform, and to inspire action. We promise to bring you daily updates on CPS, exposing the truth and fighting for reform. We must remember that the future of our nation depends on the strength and unity of our families. By standing together, we can hold CPS accountable and ensure that it fulfills its true purpose, protecting children and preserving families. This is a fight we must not and will not lose. We are committed to saving our families and securing a brighter future for all. The road ahead is challenging, but with your support, we can make a difference. Together, we will bring hope to those who have lost it and ensure that justice prevails. Let us unite with unwavering resolve and a sense of patriotic duty to safeguard the integrity of our families and the future of our nation.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS and abolish CPUthis.com is leading the way. Join us.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children. Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their picks are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title 4 says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the line. It's all happens.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
Hello. Can y'all see me?
Hello.
Hello. I can't see me.
Can't see
Okay.
us.
I know. So, welcome to Unmasking Foster Care Corruption, everyone. Now,
Vinny, take me off the big window. What is with that?
look. So sorry about the
You guys
confusion. Yeah, it's my show. I don't know what's going on with my link, so we will get that taken care of. Technical difficulties. So it's already did the introduction, right? Because usually it plays my song. Well, hello. I don't know what we're doing, but hey. All right, Vinny. What's up? What are we doing, Vinny? What are we doing?
All right. We good now?
Vinny's joining us. Where's he at?
I don't think he's joining us. He's starting for us.
Oh.
You guys, we're not good at this. You guys.
Okay. So
we suck.
well, I mean, we were having
but we're here. We're here on time.
Right. The link was messed up the other day, and I thought that it might be on my part though, because I could be two different.
Well, thank
emails.
you, Vinny. Thank you, Vinny,
Yes,
for saving the day.
Yes, thank you. So, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good Friday. Happy Friday. Or thank goodness it's Friday. How about that?
Yes.
So,
I don't know about that.
So what's new in your world, Carrie? What do you think that we should discuss today? Because I mean, there's many different.
I think I'm not the host of the show, you guys. I
Well,
got roped into this again by Danielle. Her and Vinny are pretty slick, but I think that I don't know. Maybe we should still talk about what we talked about last time about being institutionalized.
Yeah,
in the school system. Let's talk about the school system.
That's what I was waiting for you to say that, because I've actually looked up some things. So yeah, go ahead, Carrie. Tell us what's up. What's your thoughts on it?
What's going on in my world with the school?
Yes.
Well, okay, you guys all know that Colton, my son, who's 10 years old, is special needs. He's autistic, very autistic. He has behaviors.
Hi, Tammy. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Hi Tammy. Hi Chris.
Hi,
Glad you're both
Chris.
here. Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
It's the wrong
And,
one, but it's okay.
we'll get it down. Maybe next show will have it. Maybe.
Third time's a charm, right? What does RICO mean? She asked, "What does RICO mean?" Carrie,
RICO's like conspiracy. It's like conspiracy,
like plotting.
So it's like the YSL trial. If you watch that at all, the Young Thug trial. RICO is where everybody gets together and conspires to commit crimes.
Yep.
And
commit fraud or fraudulent crime
anything,
or
any kind of crime. Murder,
murder,
anything. Yeah, anything.
Like a group of, it's pretty much like a big group of
like the mob.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't want to say
that. Well, I'm just gonna say it. No filters here.
Right.
Definitely no filters. Yep.
So like in a RICO means that it would be like a group of people, like a big group conspiracy to commit a crime in a So it all depends on what, like, I mean, it's anything. It could pertain to anything, really. It's just more than one. Because I believe that. Let's see. So racketeering influence.
Yes,
pretty much. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Racketeering. That's exactly the word. I was about to Google it. She caught me off guard with that. She caught me off guard with that question. Like, I was like, education, and then here we are about RICO. So, and racketeering influence, and is that what you're talking about with RICO, Tammy? Like, clarify. And what do you mean by and? With the RICO
and the conspiracy of it,
corruption, or the corruption. That's pretty much to commit. Like,
for us non-scholars here, yes, that was a good wording for it, Tammy. Thank you.
Well, I was thinking, like, when I was in my trouble, what's up, Chris? What's up? Talk to us.
Okay.
I like it. I like this question.
Hopefully, this is the question that you sent me a text about, because my phone's been dead all day. Hi, Debbie.
Uh-oh. Look.
Yeah, since I talked to Danielle last.
Yeah, look, my bad. We talking enough. I'm sorry. My bad. So, let's see. So, like, the definition for RICO, it says how it works is engaged in two or more instances of racketeering activities, participated in a criminal enterprise. So it enhances existing criminal punishments and creates new causes of action for acts done as part of an organized. So it's pretty much like organized crime, like thought out, like planned out, like and like you already pre-planned it pretty much. So that's where RICO and they, to convict someone of it, they have to prove that they engaged in two or more instances of racketeering enterprise or activities, or participated in a criminal enterprise, which means one or like a big, like a group, like a bit, like a business, like a more than one person, pretty much, two or more.
Right. Conspiracy.
So, yeah.
If you actually shared the group, you shared this live out, you would get more viewers.
We do, silly.
Vinny, this I know, but this is not the same one that we're supposed to be on, So it's okay, but we will figure this out. But so the question Chris has is, man behind the wall, answer what RICO is. What's RICO, Vinny?
Now he's muted.
Right. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, the man behind the wall. The man behind the wall.
That was awesome when you did that.
Right.
You wouldn't be live if it wasn't for me, so I would hush your.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. It was just.
You guys hear Vinny getting mouthy with us?
Look, yes, we are new.
You're outnumbered.
Right, we are new, and I would have if I would just. My computer was not slow, because I promise I had the. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that.
Vinny, you're outnumbered on this show.
Yeah, right. But anyhow, So, Chris, if I have a piece of paper saying, keep an eye on my son's ears and they was not clean. If I have
wait, Danielle, because I know where she's going. I think I know where she's going.
Okay, go ahead.
Chris, Chris, I'm new. Chris, is it for you to give the foster parent that note? or did somebody give you that note?
On my son's ears. So keep an eye on my son's ears, and they were not clean. So was that with TFI? So with Chris,
I know you are, Debbie. I know you are going to do something.
Is that her with the foster parent or wherever the kid's at? Is she supposed to be keeping an eye out, or is that like on her?
That's what I need clarification on.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. CPS is all about Rico.
Yes, right. Like they're the ones conspiring on that stuff. Like,
yes,
it's a machine. Yeah, I don't understand some of the things that they just think they can get away with. Like my aunt, I'll tell you, she's learned a lot just by dealing with just the year that she's been in it with me. Like the one that's my aunt and uncle, and they have seen a lot of things. And just by one person can say one thing just out of spite, and it blows into like this big outburst.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Debbie, are you saying that when John was tested, their recommendation was keep his ears clean? You cannot be kidding me.
Is that the CPS saying that?
He's in foster care. John's in foster care. And
okay. And that's the child.
She got the paper. So Chris had an issue with John the last time she seen him, that his ears were very dirty. And she sent me a picture, and it was very, very dirty. And
so they probably said that to the foster parent because Chris
she said she has the paper. So I'm assuming that she meant that somebody gave it to her. Chris, I would ask for clarification. Tell him you want to file a motion for clarification.
Tammy said hello. Vinny, man behind the wall.
I was not talking to us.
I know.
Vinny, I was just joking about being outnumbered. You're fine. Yeah. You can talk.
Look, I ain't scared of you women.
Look,
I've dealt with women my entire life. I am not scared of you women.
Look,
hi,
sure?
If you've been around women your whole life, you should be. You should be running for the hills.
Look, not like us though, Carrie. Not some like us. Like we're like two.
Right, that's true.
Look, this we out there. No, I'm just kidding. All right, y'all. Look. Vinny, it's cold. It's getting cold in Georgia. It is. I bet you it's snowing up there.
Ain't too.
Oh my goodness.
It snowed a little bit here.
What snow? It all melted in the rain.
That's horrible.
Really?
It was.
I thought you got an ice storm. Oh my God.
No, we got all rain.
It's Chris, let me ask you. Can I ask you this? Is it the paper? Are you saying in reference? Is it? Do you think it's like? Is it a piece of paper that you were meant to get, or someone gave it to you? Like was it written for someone else? Like to look out, to make sure that they were clean before you maybe seen your kid, or what? How would I do that? Could you help me? Hold on, let me go back on the comments. So yes. What was the yes to, Debbie? It's the first of a mother a while back. Okay, so y'all are both talking. Okay, John got tested in City, and this is their recommendation. But nobody will talk to the place therapist so she can tell. Okay. So it is the foster mother that they are making sure to tell, to make sure that, so y'all can't call on her. Is that what you're saying, Debbie? I think I lost track of where I was. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
So Carrie, she said so Debbie and Chris were talking. So she's saying that it was the foster mom a while back. John got tested, and this is their recommendation, but nobody will talk to the place where I guess the therapist has, so she can tell.
The play therapist, yeah.
So, Tammy wants
your lawyer. Have your lawyer file a contempt.
So you're talking to Debbie, yes.
Yeah, because it's against the court rule, the order. The court. Right. Sorry, I'm out of breath. The court ordered. I had to go get Colton real quick. The court ordered that they take John to the play therapist, and the foster mom set up the appointment was set up earlier this week, and the foster mom canceled it. Said he had an earache.
And then they're saying that they weren't clean. Yeah, so I would because I'm taking it as something totally
to go
to the therapist.
Yeah,
But
yeah, to the play
the
therapist.
ears being not clean,
Has nothing to do with it.
right. But why is that what they said the reason why was?
I don't know if that's
I'm confused. Like where I'm confused at is what the letter, the paper she got.
right. That's
Where
where I'm confused too.
is that meant towards? Is that supposed to be kind of like a hush hush? And Chris wasn't supposed to know about that, or like was it meant towards Chris, or was it meant towards the foster mom? And well, Debbie's saying the foster
I don't
mom.
know.
So was that CPS telling the foster mom, "Hey, make sure those
I don't know.
kids are"?
Let's
You get
wait
what
till
I'm
let's
saying?
wait till Chris answers. And we
Yeah.
will know.
The test was done in Iowa in 2020.
He's talking about the diagnosis. She's talking about something totally different.
Okay. I just like, and then Tammy, TFI, and will not contact the play therapist. I'm willing to do. I think I got lost somewhere.
So Debbie's talking about something different than Chris is talking about.
So she's talking
Debbie's
about the play therapist appointment.
Right. Yep.
She should definitely file the motion to. I mean, I would.
Contempt, right?
Yeah. Has anyone did a motion to intervene? Like, is Debbie included in that case?
Yeah, Debbie's included in it. Yeah.
Okay, so she don't have to do that. And
Right,
Tammy,
right.
I'm not. I have not. I will read that again to you. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Let me. Okay, so you want me to read what I just repeat what I just said about the RICO thing? Sorry, this was like.
Well, I think she's saying it's in the Corrupt Organization Act. There must be an act called the Corrupt Organization.
Yeah. Well, she said to repeat. Let's see. Hold on. She said repeat.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I said to repeat it again, and I guess it was after what I said, because I said RICO enhances existing criminal punishments and creates new causes of action for acts done as part of an organized criminal enterprise. To convict a defendant under RICO, which is the Corruption Act, Organization Act, because it's an organized crime. You have to engage in 2 or more instances of racketeering activities or participated in a criminal enterprise. And like street gangs, corrupt police departments, corrupt politicians, the Order, an American fair right terrorist group. That would be something under the RICO, like street gangs, stuff like that.
Echo, stop.
And the RICO, and also let's see. Then they did do a thing in 1970. They strengthened the RICO, the Corruption Organization Act. It wasn't meant to anybody. It was a recommendation before he was in foster care.
Yeah, see, they're talking about 2 different things. Both of them are.
Okay, so to Chris's thing, what I'm trying to find out is if it was meant towards, like, was she supposed to get that paper? Or I'm leaning towards it was meant for the foster mom to look out for. Don't let Chris see it with.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking Chris has wrote something up that she wants to get the foster mom, and I think it's entirely appropriate.
Yeah, and Chris is doing the right thing by calling her out on what needs. I mean, but they shouldn't be going and giving the foster mom a heads up by no means. Like, if the foster mom left a kid's ears dirty, that's wrong, because that is what could be leading to these ear infections. And that's just, I mean, especially, does the child have, does the child have previous ear infections, like a lot? Or is it ever since, how long has he been in foster care? I hate to hear child in foster
I can't remember exactly. I know.
So it's not with kin or anything?
No, foster care. But there is kin that wants him. That wants to adopt or have him be in their care until whatever's figured out.
Why can't it be?
Because they haven't explored it. They haven't explored it.
So, Tammy, you heard me about what I just read? I mean, what I just was saying about the racketeering? Okay, cool. Sorry, I think I'm like 10 years behind on my computer. I don't know why. It's a new one. This is crazy. Sorry, I need to maybe update. I did a bunch of updates, and I don't understand. It might be my internet connection. I don't know, but it's weird.
It could be that you did the updates. You should have done the updates.
Yeah, I've noticed that. My phone's inactive. What are the judges with RICO? It would be the RICO judges. Let's see. Because you know what? There's actually 35 there's 35 different crimes of the RICO Act, like 10 months. So he's been in foster care 10 months.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong. Since like February, yeah.
Hold on, let's read what judges are over. Okay, hold on, y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to. This got me with the RICO. Like, whoa, that's a new question. Like, it's for Vinny.
See, we can multitask, you guys.
Look, no, I'm saying I am. Vinny should. This is Vinny. This must be. Is this a question from last night's show?
It kind of is. It kind of probably is off that. Yeah, I'm guessing.
Oh my god! And I haven't forgot about you, Chris. I'm just okay. So,
all right, give me a second. I gotta check on Colton.
Tammy, did the judges? What do you mean? Did they? Because I'm trying to. You're saying the RICO case against notable. So I mean, what do you? I'm trying to. What judge wanted it? So why did the judge to maintain public confidence? Now I know. Are you talking about like just in general with the RICO or the judges, or what? What's your question with the judges? Like, did they? Because I know on that YSL tribe, that's what you're referring to. There is some judges that recuse themselves. I do know that.
He got booted. What do you mean he got booted off the bench?
Yeah, well, they're saying that the woman, that one woman I just said it. I promise.
Oh, the very first one, the very first one. You're right.
You know what? You know why though? Because they were maintaining public confidence in the judiciary's independence and impartialities, which is
right.
I think that was the very first one, wasn't she? Like, but what happened with the second one? Like, why did they?
Much about that one, but
yeah,
the second one, Glenn was booted because he was becoming biased.
So
ex parte meetings with witnesses
and with these RICO acts, and when people get charged, when their case falls under the RICO, it's huh?
I said it's not good.
No, it's not. What? Oh, the RICO?
For them.
What are the judges?
Well,
the
RICO
judges. Yeah, RICO, it depends. I mean, it could be any judge, really. I mean, it would be. I mean, because even in Atlanta here, that's the YSL case. That's the Fulton County. I'm pretty sure it's in Fulton.
Right.
The Superior Court judges in Atlanta. So, but they can recuse themselves. They could do a change of venue. They can change the jurisdiction. But it usually is a Superior Court judge, I would think. I mean,
right. Sorry, I was laughing at Colton.
Yeah, no, you're good. Because that's RICO is something that it would be the higher court judge, like the highest one in that particular place wherever crimes were committed. I would think, like, that's my understanding. But I can look at. I'm just. She said, "What are the judges?" Like, I'm asked. Like, what I want to know is, like, what are you asking? Like, what are the judges? What are they? What are they? Who are they? What are they? Or how are they assigned to a RICO? Because when it comes to RICO, there's many different. There's like, I forgot how many things you could commit to be under the RICO Act. But it's got to be through, like, you have to have an organized crime that involves a group of people. I do know that. Or you can.
That's the head. Two. Or more than one.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right.
I said more than two. Yeah.
Right. Because it wouldn't, like, embezzlement and racketeering, embezzlement, that falls under there. Embezzlement, like a lot of money. But, and that's something that could pertain to CPS, because, I found online today a Title IV a new plan that they are submitting to be, what is it? For foster care. Hold on, where's that? So it's for like the guardianship assistant. So it's like supposed to be a new plan that's for the Social Security Act. So Title IV and enter a Title IV-B. And it's for the foster care assistants, adoption assistants, kinship. And that's why I was asking, like, with Chris' situation, why ain't the kinship, like, they should be all about that now, because that is like something that should have been in effect in 1996. The judges are crimes. Yes, they're Well, I can't say I can't answer that question honestly, Tammy. I have no idea. I could look into it for you and get back to you. But uh, have you seen that, Carrie, about
No, sorry.
the new foster care? So when you talk about Chris and kinship, in my situation with my relatives, my son's an adult, and it should be under a total new, like, he's an adult. So I mean, everything that was on the, like, a child's case should have ended at the age of 18. I would have thought, like,
right.
But
But
that's where,
didn't they talk him into sign in until he was 21?
I'm pretty sure that's, and the crazy thing is they had a fiduciary duty to the taxpayers to prevent foster care, and they could have. There's enough family.
Yeah.
All they did was listen to the one family member that just threw him to the state and said that the mom, that pretty much me, abandoned him, and which that's a complete negative. I was right. And I was at my son's Special Olympics, everything. Like, we were like the old, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Well, it's where in the world is Alex? Well, I'm not gonna say his last name.
Right.
Where in the world is Alex? And he finally showed up with all these kids out here on this football field, and I'm like, with these bright green glasses, and he could barely see through them. And I'm like, no wonder why he can't find us. But I'm looking for this bright red shirt, and I'm like, it was, but
all of them wear bright red shirts,
right? And
right.
And for, like, that right there says enough in its own, huh? Right.
I said, even here they do.
Yeah, that's what they tell you. Well, go out there, you'll find them. You'll bright red shirt, and I'm like, do they realize how many kids are out here with bright red shirts? Like,
Yeah,
Mom,
right.
I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like, I said, here we go. And it was me, my nanny, and my mom. But so that right there says 1,000 words in itself. That video, because is that abandonment? No, I can't. That's in the last 4 years. So my son was even at my graduation 5 years ago. So I don't understand how someone by hearsay can get away with, and now it's been 2 years, and can get away with saying that I abandoned my son. How? When I've got plenty, all they got to do is check out. If they want to stalk me on social media like they do, they should see it, because I talk about it all the time. You can see CPS money. Yes, yep, because they do put. Well, yeah. Have you looked up the data with on the GAO website .gov website, Tammy? And that will show you how much money is set aside for CPS in different states, and also the Child Welfare Information Gateway. That one is a really good website to get on, and it breaks it down. And I was checking that out earlier this week, and the numbers are like, I was looking into and it does show you the amounts and the grants that are given out, and the grants that are, and there's a lot of these foster parents that get this grant money as well, and they're, some of them, it makes you wonder if some of them are just doing it for a gain, like for themselves, like
hustle,
cash for kids, right? And I noticed here in Atlanta that it's a very common thing. If I could find the post that I seen on Reddit, there was someone, they were anonymous, but they were promoting on Craigslist about how you can go be a foster parent and get cat money, and they were like promoting it in a hustling type of way. And I was like, I've got it, and I'm sure I can share it on the podcast. It's in my memory, it's in my storage, but like, why would someone have the heart to do that? Why would you want to hustle with kids? Like you're
because they don't care. Because they think if they just bring these kids in, these kids are just going to listen to what they say and not have like no issues, no emotional, like they don't even realize how big of a deal it is and how big of an impact it's going to have on these kids. Like, especially they don't even care. They don't even think it. They don't. Yeah. Especially like someone like my son. Oh my God, that'd be horrible. Well, I couldn't even imagine. When my middle son was speaking for me, they put him in a home that spoke nothing but Spanish, and then told me that it was my fault that the only thing he wanted to eat was cereal, because that's the only thing he's seen, because it was on top of the fridge. They didn't realize that when they brought my son for my first visit after they took him, and the foster mom was still there, they didn't realize my friend that was with me spoke Spanish. So I knew everything she was saying.
Oh, wow.
So
So
but they weren't counting on that. And so my friend interpreted to the foster mom what my son liked to eat for me. And but I mean, they had no clue that she spoke Spanish. I mean, she's white as it can be. I mean, she's not Mexican at all. I'm Mexican. She's not.
Listening. Look, they got those headsets out now that can actually.
Well, right, but I mean,
I bought a pair and they are confusing. I'd rather just use Google Translate. Like,
right, exactly. Well, I didn't really have Google Translate back then. Not as successful as now. That was 2010.
I learned Spanish by working at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's and I started out with hamburguesa, lechuga, and tomate.
right. Like that.
So it's because I heard it's harder for a Spanish speaking person, if that's their fluent language, it's harder for them to learn how to speak English than it is for someone that because of the rolling of the tongue.
Yep.
And then they got the feminine and masculine term dialects to their the language. But yes, that is true because I even still have trouble with my it's like I used to be able to man, when they talk, I'm like, what did you say? Can you? Because I can't.
And you just sent me a video that there's a snowstorm in North Carolina. Did you know that?
Yes, I did, and they're getting pounded. There was actually starting to be flooding going on. They won't let. There's not many that can get in because that's what we were gonna do this weekend, and you can't even. It's bad over there. It's getting.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it's been raining. Yeah, is it showing flooding? See, because I haven't.
Yeah, he just sent me the video on it.
I know me and my friend, like it's TFI. What's TFI?
That is TFI is where Debbie lives. TFI is the outsourced agency with the workers. Those are supposed to be the CPS workers.
What do you mean?
So
like a third party?
Debbie is in Kansas, the state of Kansas, and in the state of Kansas, that's how they do it. They have the investigators, and then they transfer if the case stays open and it needs services, then they transfer it to TFI.
So it's like a third party, party
provider.
Third
party contracted out. Yeah, Debbie just said it. They're a foster care contracted out by CPS. That's what she's been told. Yeah, and they take care of the foster family. Hang on a second. Hang on.
And that's a 3-letter word too, so that could be part. And that's because maybe because like in my case, when my son first was placed into foster care, there was a provider that was with him that he kept him. My son wasn't one of the ones that was being hoteled in a hotel at that time, so you could just imagine the money the funds that went to providing this care for him when he had a safe and happy home with family here, but he was stuck in a hotel. They kept him out of school. He was away. He was 4 or 5 counties. And this was still when he was still in Georgia before they sent him to Texas. So not only, but I do have to say the provider that did take the gentleman that was with him. Right. They do, Tammy, they do. But this gentleman that was with my son, he really cared about me. And I do have to say that I couldn't ask for a better, because my son was traumatized. And when I got to see him, I mean, he just, so that's what good came out until they sent my son to Texas. But this guy was good with my son and he stayed with him 24/7. So just imagine the funds that were used for a hotel 7 days a week, 24-hour care to pay this person to sit with my son that long on top of other things,
Right.
So
that's crazy.
Hold on.
Just that whole concept is crazy, and you're right there.
Yep.
The whole time. That's insane. I think we lost Danielle. Nope, there she is.
I'm here. Just somebody walking to my door.
Don't leave me.
Sorry, no, my thing. So you'll probably saw my mouth moving. Blah blah blah. Like. Yes. So let's see. I know the foster mom's phone number and I have her address. I got them from the lawyer. I had to submit papers. How I
wouldn't contact him. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't contact him at all.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that because and they will end up trying to say that
unless
you are
you're allowed to a court order.
What is it that they call it? I know someone that went through this and they were saying they were
witness,
like not bullying, but it's not intimidating. Yeah, well, pretty much bullying. Like, you're
Anyway,
becoming not a nuisance, but it's another word, but it's like a like
bullying
you're
is not
trying
the
to.
closest word to get to it. I
Yeah,
think.
well, yeah, that's probably because my
Yeah.
mind's just. But yeah, so yeah, because you don't want to when you look, because they can say that you're they feel threatened by you, you know. So yeah, don't if you got to find the right. Yeah, because that's what these foster parents, like some of them, you got some good ones, but there's some that they're just in it for the hustle game. Like they're just in it for them, and they don't care about the kids. I mean, like my understand from, I would ask the foster parent, are they trained to take care of nonverbal children? Probably not. I mean,
Right.
I know someone that is a very dear friend that, you know, her child and is in a home, and you got a lot to question, you know, like I'm not going to do nothing. Oh, okay, Debbie, yeah, because I was like, don't do that, no,
Sorry.
because they
Sorry, I
could
probably
they could.
panicked there. I just was
Oh no, you're
worried.
good.
Because
Because you don't want to
I
start.
would want to. I would be tempted to if I had that information. I would be. It
Mhm.
would take
Oh
everything
yeah.
what I had not to.
How do
So
you
I
think?
get it, but yeah,
How do
it
you
would
think
take. It
I
would probably take a
feel?
team of people telling me no, don't do it.
How do you think? Look, how do you think I feel? I'm the perfect
Yeah,
example of that because of what I know
yeah,
and what I've. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard. I know it's hard for us because us mama bears and papa bears, we want
yeah.
to. These are our babies. Like these kids don't deserve this. And let me
No,
ask you this: are foster parents allowed to put our children on social media? Like, are they
no,
supposed to?
no. They're not. No, no.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's pretty much world. I think it's federal. I mean, I think it's more like a federal regulation, but or maybe law. I'm not sure. Do not quote me on that. I'm not a lawyer. But I know that I've read either in the manual or a
Uh huh.
code or something that says that they're absolutely not supposed to. And I
Uh
know
huh.
that because of my friend's case that I just helped her with in Iowa. That
Okay.
because we were worried about the same thing
Uh huh.
about her putting her child on Facebook, and we looked it up then. That's why I know that it does
Okay.
exist.
Because
And it could be
yeah.
just for Iowa, but I'm pretty sure it was in
No,
the
I'm
like
pretty sure it's
manual on the
every.
Gateway website. I read it on.
Right, right. I'm pretty sure that's
So,
everywhere because that's what
but
a
keep in
lot of.
mind that's just a policy. What if a foster family forgets that and just does it anyway?
Mhm.
Should you call them
Uh,
out on it? Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Call them
because I
out.
mean they're gonna call you out on something. I mean, I'm sure. Like, look, if
Right.
you know, like with the Chris situation, like with her. I mean, what if that was on her, like against? You know what I'm saying? Like that's they look out for each other. Like that's what I've always said. And like with my case is that these are people that these lawyers and these CPS workers, they work side by side, shoulder to shoulder, you know, so they're working with these people every day. Our case, they maybe get to see us. I mean, mine, she saw me once and that was it, you know, so, you know, but they're going to look out for self at the end of the day because they still got to work with these people. And that's what sucks. Even court appointed attorneys. I mean, they're like they're saying their job is
Your
for the court.
obligation is to the court first.
Yes, that's the first one,
Court
and
first.
that's well, I'm a living example of that because I
Right.
talk about getting railroaded. I didn't know which way
Right.
I was going. You know, like I'm being told there's no discovery in my case, but yet wait a minute, I'm being accused
Right.
of abuse and neglect. How is that? What?
Right.
Like, and that I
But
can't
there's no
appeal
evidence
nothing.
to show it, Daniel. But you did it. You did it.
I,
I mean,
but and he
that's
wasn't
how
even
it's it.
removed from my care. Like,
Right.
I'm still look. I still don't understand. They're supposed to be put a sticker on their face. I've seen pictures when when they do like a video or something. Yeah, they're supposed to, but
Right.
they, you know, anywhere you go, you have to think about it. Anywhere you go, that you're going to have some bad apples, you know, and
And I
I
really think you should
understand, and
call it
it's
out. It needs to be brought to their needs. They need to be
but
called out on it.
that's where a lot of parents don't because of the bullying CPS does. They are afraid. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid of retaliation. And
Right.
and I'm sure a lot of us have heard from in our cases, if you say this, well, you're not gonna. I mean, you know what? Don't listen to. I would still. I mean, I'm sorry. I would still
Right.
voice it because that's what I think. In reference to Mr. Fowler, Mrs. Fowler. Excuse me, Mr.
Dr.
Fowler. I
Fowler.
did not. Dr. Fowler. I did
Doctor.
not mean that. I did
Thank you.
not mean that when I said Mr. I did not mean that. My bad. I was looking at something that said Mr. Jones right here, and I was just thinking about that song. It was a song. Anyways, okay. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so That was one of my moments. That was my freebie. All right. So these foster families, these kids that are going like what's crazy is, I mean, I'm probably getting off subject because I totally like she was referring to what she meant by on last night's show is, and I was gonna say it, but she don't understand why there's not more people speaking out, voices, and action being done, not necessarily a class action, no, more people acting on this instead of voicing and saying, like, instead of like what we're exactly doing is just sitting here talking about it. Okay,
talking about it.
She's talking about action, and I understand where she's coming from, because you do not hear about it much in these media news or in general. But
understand also that's why we refer to our own stories a lot too, is because why we reference them, or why we keep you guys up to date on what we're doing. Because we want you to know that we're not just giving this advice out or just telling you guys this a bunch of BS. We do it ourselves in our own stories.
Share your story.
Share your story over and over and over again. Make people aware that this shit goes on. And sorry, I don't have.
You are not alone in this. I promise.
Right. And also the actions that we take in our own cases. Like, listen, I mean, I'm willing to share my case open door. I do not care what is said about me. I don't care what is brought up. I've told you guys about my past. They know
about mine. I'm on.
But I'll fill in any blanks or questions you guys may have. But
if they want,
today, I just got Danielle and I were working on my appeal, and I found out that my appeal is not till April, you guys. So, but when it comes time, I will share my documents and how I handle it, because I really feel it's the right thing to do. And a lot of us, I mean, I haven't seen anybody appeal an investigation ever. So I'm new to it. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm doing it as I go. But I'm willing to share it with you guys because I think it's the right thing to do. And I have a family member that's also in the exact same boat I'm in, just got a case, an investigation on her, and she's doing the exact same thing.
We can learn from each other, and that's where I've gained a lot of my knowledge.
Every step we take, we'll tell you every paper we file, what we use for evidence, what we, like any knowledge that we come across. I mean, that's what this is about. This is about getting it to you guys, making people aware that this shit happens, and making you aware of the knowledge you need and where to find it, what to do to use it.
Right. And it's. Right. Okay. So again, the play therapist make a complaint that nobody is getting a hold of her. She could say that. If she could even say it in reference to if you're not, even if you are, she can lie. Yes. Have you been getting a hold of her? I mean, that's why you document everything. That's why you keep track of everything, videos, whatever you got to do. Any interaction with anyone that's associated with CPS, you need to definitely track everything. Don't just
say hi.
Don't, hey buddy, what are you doing, my friend? Hi. Hey boy.
Did you say hi?
He's
I think his dad just pulled in. So
I was about to say I was about that time.
He should have been here an hour ago. What do you mean? He's out gallivanting.
So my past.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah. That is your past. That's our past, and that's where it stays. It's our past.
Yeah, that's why your past doesn't.
We're definitely not angels. We're definitely none of us are angels. You know what I mean?
Look,
but if it wasn't for our life experiences, we wouldn't be where we are today. And,
people change. People change. People change. It ain't nobody's job to judge because of your past. No, that's. I mean, unless nobody in this world is perfect. I'm sorry.
Right. When I was younger and I was like 18, 19, coming out of foster care system, out of the system, being under the state, whatever. I mean, I was judged all the time just because of that. And, I wasn't even in there for nothing. I was in there for my dad kicking me out and me living somewhere else, and he didn't want to get in trouble when it came time to
And
school
it's
start.
like you're automatically labeled, like just by being
Right.
in a criminal, like going to jail or prison, you automatically are part. You automatically come out a statistic. Like you need to become a success story. Like that's the thing, and that's what I can almost promise you. Anybody that's a convicted felon or whatnot have been in the system and is in the system or been part of the system. That's all they want for themselves. Is just be accepted. And I've known as time goes on, it's starting to get like to where people have a past, people make stupid decisions, but you know what, that doesn't define who you are in the future. Like people change, people take the steps to change. Now whether or not they want to, that's their call. That's not your job to tell them what. We make our own decisions in our lives, and that's what I've always said. I mean, I did what I did, and I did my time, and I've learned from it, and I've changed it and corrected it. So it's nobody's job to hold you back, whether they are a therapist or a CPS worker or whatnot, because they need to, for one, I mean, in my eyes, they need to ask themselves, are they okay with themselves? Are they okay? Like, where are they? Because nobody, don't let anybody that's going through that, don't let nobody take that your shine away from you. No. Like that's just them misery loves company. I said miserably. Like I'm thinking, look.
Hey, we never claimed we knew how to talk either.
Yeah, I went to this job one time. I had this job, and this guy called me in for an interview and everything, and he said, and he had of course the stack of papers on mine was my background, of course. And I'm like, I'm already thinking, okay, he's brought me in here to put me down or just give me heck about it. But no, he actually, in the middle of the interview, he said, you know what, Miss Wall, he said, this is just a stack of papers. He said, this doesn't define who you are and what steps you're taking today. He said, that's why it's in the past. And he took that stack of papers over to a shredder and shredded it. And I still got the job.
That's awesome. What a statement. That's a cool statement. Right. Doesn't that make you feel good?
Yeah. And because, for one, like, it's not like every day that a person with a background is seen as a trusted person for one.
As a person.
As a person. Like, we are not accepted. Right. So, but you know what? I've even had officers, like when I was incarcerated, they would tell me, you know what, we all do stupid things, we all make bad decisions. He said,
you know what, I still talk on Facebook. I still talk to
yes
I still talk to one of the COs that was in there when I was in prison, and she was there every day. She had the day shift, and I still talk to her. I love talking to her. She's like one of my favorite people in the world.
Chris said, the papers I got to say should keep an eye on my son's ears, but they are not making sure his ears are clean. So
I think it's very appropriate just for you to send that to the foster parent. How would she do that? How would she do that?
Through the worker? Or yes, to her. Well, I would do it through the worker because that's their job. Like,
do it in an email through the worker. Yeah.
Or do it to the worker and the foster parent. CC and lawyer. Make sure you put them all in there. Put the director of the CPS in there. Everything. Put everybody, because that is your child's well-being and their health. And if she's canceling a visit or therapist appointment for his ears, earache, well, right there's right.
Echo, stop.
If they're not keeping it clean, as a mother, yes. So Chris, I would let them all know. Just write an email and address all of them. Whoever you feel as those should be required, put in that email. And that, I mean, and let them, as long as you're in your voice and yourself, because if they're canceling it for an earache, well, if they're not clean, that could cause an earache, definitely. So, and you're the mother or the parent, so you should. And you're a concerned parent. I mean, you're looking out for the well-being of that's what they're supposed to look out for, the well-being and the best interest of your children. And they don't, because the foster parent their home or wherever the kid is should be their safe haven, their sanctuary, because they're already going through enough while whatever the parents are going through. And they emphasize that on TV a lot, but I can't see where these places are doing it, because reunification the numbers are not good at all. That's another thing I got on that child. Well, I can't get in contact with her. Could you contact supervisor? contact with the CPS worker or the foster mom?
I'm assuming
But-
the worker.
Okay, well, call supervisors.
CFI.
If you can't go, call the director.
Do it through your lawyer.
Just keep going up, because does she have a court appointed or a paid attorney?
Court appointed.
No.
Court appointed.
How is our court appointed? Is it a good one?
He doesn't do what he suggested for them to do. He didn't put them on the stand like
Then
yeah. We had a bunch of paperwork, forwarded it to the Darren and I put together. I didn't do it. Darren put it together, and like the statutes and codes to where the parents are supposed to be on the stand, and they sent it to the lawyer, and the lawyer still didn't do it.
Look,
he won't even put them on the stand. I think that he should put them on the stand and let their evidence get out, because he doesn't submit anything. He doesn't submit anything that they've done. Any accomplishments, anything good, or how serious. I mean, they put the therapist.
That's a good.
That's the only thing he did dirty right.
That's a good topic of a show for us to have, because I'm more than willing to show.
I got to deal with the lawyers, yeah.
And I will show you what a court-appointed attorney did. We can do that, and that's probably going to be our next show, y'all. So be on the lookout.
No, the next one we'll do about education. We'll do about
the education. Okay, so then after that we'll do. Okay, good. We learned something in this show, but from everybody. That's what's up. Awesome. We all did this together. Yes. So the play therapist has all these papers. Chris, don't give up. Contact by email, text, and just, if you have to, send a director, even take it to
if nobody listens to you, then send it and file it in the court.
Also, I got in I was at my wit's end, and I didn't know where to go, what to do, who to talk to. I hit up my senator for Georgia, the federal senator, and I got communication. That's when I started seeing stuff happening. So talk to the U.S. senator, John Ossoff, Martha. I mean, any of them. I would sit in out, and I was dealing with 2 jurisdictions. Texas. I hit up the governor of Texas. I hit up the. I mean, and
did you get anywhere with that?
Yes. John Ossoff's subcommittee I was part of that 64-page investigation.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Because they were telling parents that they kept telling DFCS kept telling kept telling the subcommittee, the lady that was helping me look into it, said that, well, Miss Waugh, they've reviewed your concern and it's satisfactorily resolved. I said, what? He's still in.
My friend got the same result.
And a lot of parents were getting this, and I made I wrote again to John Ossoff. I said, why is 84% of these parents getting the same response, but yet it's still going on? I don't understand. And here in Georgia, there was a lawsuit back, called the Kenny A lawsuit, and that was filed in 2000. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's either 05 or 02, but they were under this. There was 2 jurisdictions in Georgia, 2 counties that were under this consent decree. Now, why in the heck didn't they do the whole state? Because do you know they were under this consent decree and they had to meet a certain percent number by the end of the period for the data collection, and they would publicize this. And the stuff that it was on this consent decree is stuff. I mean, there was 32 discrepancies, right? I matched all 32 of them in just my county alone. Nice. And I'm like, what? And this is a consent decree that was done, that they agreed upon and over a decade ago. And then they just had an exit plan, I noticed, in 2018, I want to say. It might have been earlier than that. But if they were in that consent decree that long, these 2 counties in Georgia, why is it not being addressed now? Why are this, as soon as they got out that exit plan, it's now it's even more common, and they could retaliate even more on I mean, the biggest thing is, why are these kids being removed over petty things like a family that they think don't have enough food in their fridge? I mean, what is their stamina, or not stamina? What is their definition of, what is their definition of how much, how many, what do they call a fridge full of food? I mean, because I'm going to tell you right now, I put food in the fridge, and I got a grown boy, my son, then I got my brother. He's
so it's all gone in a day, you mean?
Right. The White Mitchell, Tammy. Who's the White Mitchell, Tammy? I know, right? And then the twins. I mean, it's hello, all and then my daughters, oh wow, like my youngest, oh wow, she's like her brother. She runs and she runs track and field, and I'm like, wow, they can eat. Like I don't even know where they put it. I don't know, because they're both my son. I'm like, I totally got his pant size, his clothes size wrong. I feel bad. I was like, what? My son paces a lot. Like he's always on the go, no matter what. He can even
metabolize
80,000 steps in one day around the house. And he had a Fitbit on before he got put in foster care. 86,000 steps. I'm like, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, how does he do it? I mean, he was even walking over the bed, like, and then walking out of the room, corner to corner. The outline of the house. Like, I'm like, geez. And I mean,
that's funny.
And
I can see Colton do
that. And I'm like wondering when he's out there, I'm like, and they say he's pacing. I said, he's always done that. Always. That's his way of, let him
stimming. They call it stimming. And if you stop these special needs kids from stimming, you interrupt it, you stop it, it's not good. That's where the meltdowns come in.
Yes. And you know what, the nonverbal ones, I was reading about something, and I don't know if anybody's ever saw the documentary Spellers, I think it's called. But what it is they don't understand these kids, and these kids, they can hear you, but that's all for the longest period of time. All they could do was listen, because nobody understood them. Well, think about it. We got keyboards and a screen now. Why can't they just type it out on a keyboard, like spelling?
That's what Colton does. Colton uses an iPad. Yeah, he uses an iPad that has communication software on it, and it's called PEX Communication or AAC or whatever.
See?
And it's just symbols with words. But he can use. I mean, today he told the teachers all day long about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, mango on and onions and mushrooms and
I love it.
celery.
Well, he knows his veggies. That's awesome. He knows that movie, that book. At least, see, he listens. See, and there you go.
And he can read a book, like an adapted book. He can read a book or get it read to him, and he can type it back to you using his iPad. He can retell it to you with the iPad.
Well, I think we're over the time. Oops. Are we allowed to?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. Well,
as long as we went to the other show, we're good.
Well, it's time for the other show, ain't it? 7:00?
No. 8.
My time?
8 your
Tiff,
time.
What about Tiff's show?
Nope. They don't do one on Friday.
I don't know who. Look, is that the man on the wall talking, or is that I'm just kidding.
Vinny. No.
Vinny.
I don't think he's on anymore.
No Tiff show. No Tiff show today. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. I gotta get this. Oh, it's okay. I got you. Yes, sir.
Slam. God, nobody wants to hear that.
It was look, I see all these screens popping up, and I'm like, who is it? On my screen. So Dwight Mitchell, Tammy, tell me about Dwight Mitchell. I was referring to the Kenny thing here in Georgia, because me and some parents have been talking about. I mean, I think it should be opened back up, but they even have. Can you believe the Department of Human Services down here has a little. They have an oversight group just based on that Kenny lawsuit. That they pay these people that just to focus on those 30-something things that these two. So if there's
the discrepancies,
yes, and I'm like, so I need to look more into that. That's because that right there this consent decree was in effect for like over a decade, and they just did an exit plan in 2018. So if it had to be put in effect that long, why are we having so much discrepancies now, and why was it not put over the whole state, let alone the whole nation? Like,
because they're either lazy and want the cases to come to them, like everybody knows about this committee, or whatever. That's probably what
they don't want to do their jobs. Like they don't want to do what they're.
Yep.
So
thanks,
they don't. Thank you. Thanks. Because I just don't get. I don't get how. Where is this? Like, where is the directors? Where is the
right?
I mean,
they're the ones that were promoted. There's the ones that took your kids originally, then got promoted. That's where they are.
Right. And okay,
that's where they are.
The screen keeps
Sorry for the sarcasm, but that's where they are.
I'm sitting. Look, the chat box keeps popping up on my screen. I'm like, "Hello, Carrie. I can't see you." No, I'm just kidding. I can see you now. But no. So, I forgot what I was saying. Tammy, are you still here with us? Or
yeah, who's Dwight Mitchell?
That's what I was asking her, because I was talking about the Kenny A suit, but I was wondering what she meant by Dwight Mitchell, because I noticed in that. What was that?
Colton screaming. I'll be right back.
That's music. No, I heard him. Look, I'm just ignore me. All right, so Dwight Mitchell. Let me look that up. Let me see what Dwight, because I don't know if she's, because she said that last night with Miss Fowler. Last night. Did you know that, Carrie, or was it last night or the other night? Because I think Dr. Fowler's been on a couple times this week. I'm gonna look up Dwight Mitchell for the next show, because I would love to know that. So if you're still here with us, thank you for coming in. Let's go ahead and share about the other shows. You got the Vinny show at
7:30 on Saturdays.
What time?
7:30 Saturdays.
7:30 Central Time or Eastern?
Eastern.
Eastern. So 7:30 Saturday. Vinny will be back on with us to show y'all what he wants to talk about on Saturday, and what he maybe anything new going on. And I'm sure some of us will be with him to join him, and I welcome y'all back in, and thank y'all for coming out to join.
And tonight at 8.
Tonight at 8 as well, Eastern time. No.
Yeah.
8? It's already 9 o'clock my time.
And yours confusing
9
me Eastern.
It's 9 Eastern. Look, I just
8.
The boss said it's 9.
Okay, thank you, boss.
Yes, the boss said. So let's
start over.
We gained something, Tammy. Yes, and I can't emphasize enough. Knowledge is power. And I wish that more. There's so many parents that don't realize how powerful they really are. Like, why is it we the people? That's why we the people. It's in the biggest thing. We the people you have the power. And knowledge is power. And a lot of us are not aware of our rights. I was not at the beginning of my case. I was a lost little puppy. I mean, I didn't know where to go. I even went to the attorney that was over my probation case, and the one I've dealt with. And he was like, I said, I don't know which direction to go in. You can't tell me. I said, please help me. I mean, and he knew I was just a worried parent. And I mean, and then the judge in my case, do you know that, Carrie? The judge even said, why did I go to him for advice? Like, what? I was just resourcing to see which direction to go in, because none of us, we don't know which way to go. I've never had to deal with anything like this before. I mean, it was me and my family. I didn't know that it was, but once I got into the internet, but I didn't have the internet a decade ago, but I did. Right. I played Oregon Trail with a floppy disk a long time ago. That was over 20, 30 years ago. I remember that was the floppy disk. I would get said, "Damn you, Mississippi River." No, I'm just kidding. That was a fun game though. Gen Z, they look at me and they're like, Oregon Trail, and I'm like, you wouldn't understand. It's okay. I don't like this. I like Duck Hunt. I remember Duck Hunt. Oh,
yeah, Nintendo.
Yeah, technology has taken over this world. Technology.
You guys ignore Greg. He doesn't understand what live means.
Live. Oh, look, and yeah, same here.
We're almost done.
Look, yes. So yeah, we're close. We'll go ahead and close out. So the next, I know the Unmasking Foster Care Corruption, my show, will be on Tuesday at 3 next week, but we may do a show before then. I will get with the boss on that, and Carrie, and also, was that you, Carrie, or was that Darren?
That was Greg.
I was like, geez, look,
he's trying to dish my 10 cigarettes out to me.
Focus, Danielle, focus. Okay,
because I'm already on tomorrow's cigarettes.
I'm so glad I don't. That
Nope.
my dad ruined like he when I was young. Whew, that Newport pack. I was as green as that thing when he caught me with.
Yeah, yeah,
I learned.
yeah.
I learned. My dad. He's
Maybe
like
that's what I should do to
not my
myself.
house. Yeah, and it's. I wish it's changed. The times have changed so much. Like,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
I'm
they have.
sitting here and I'm like, now I feel like my mom did when she was my age. Like, Mom, is this how? And all right, so we're gonna so the show we got the Tiffin Punisher show. That's not gonna be this evening. We got Vinny's the other show. Which one is that? CPS fighting justice. The 9:00 show. Okay, that's gonna be Eastern time, y'all. So come in and join us. Anybody can join. Share out the live. Tell your friends.
Hit the like,
and
hit the like,
please. Yes,
leave a comment.
Subscribe
you guys,
to us.
It just helps us grow. It helps us get us in the algorithm. Yeah.
CPS victims hunting justice. Okay. Danielle, focus, Danielle. CPS
email
victims
us
hunting justice.
No, it's CPSV justice at
Oh no, I was saying the name. I was saying the name of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna have
to get. No, you're good. You're good. It was just
Greg distracts me from why he's not putting the barbecue sauce on the ribs.
And what was the email? You can email the show. You can email us at what was it, Carrie?
CPSVhuntingjustice@gmail.com.
All right. And Tammy, I am going to look that one up. And the next show, I'll be more than happy to talk more about Mr. Dwight Mitchell and that situation. I'm going to look into that. And thank you for letting me know.
Good.
So I'm definitely going to look into that because I know you've mentioned that even on the other shows with Dr. Fowler, I believe. So I'm going to look into that, and I will. He's stationed out in Minnesota, I believe. Wonder if I might have heard.
Wow, that's close to me.
But all right, everybody. So that's our cue that we got to go. Y'all have a good night and happy Friday.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank y'all for joining us. Share it out. Let's get this on the party. Just pack it up. Let's all come together and we are unstoppable. And, we'll see y'all. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Come by, Carrie. Bye, everyone.
Send them far and wide, across the borders where they divide. Families waiting with open arms to shield them from all worldly harm. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Georgia's foster, let love shine. Though the journey's tough, the road is long, singing out this hopeful song. Every child deserves a chance to find their home, their love, their dance. No more darkness, no more tears, just a future free from fears. With each step they grow so strong, in a place where they belong. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. The journey's tough, the road is long, in this world they'll start to glow. Child protective, hear their plea. In Georgia's arms they will be free. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on